So the time span prior to diagnosis was 6 to 7 years. Boy, an inventory of doctors: primary care physician, internal medicine, endocrinology, oncology, neurology. I'll add psychology because they actually thought that it was perhaps a hypochondriac type situation. Before I was diagnosed, I had never heard of amyloidosis. So my name's Sean Riley. I spent over 30 years in the nuclear power industry. I had noticed that I was getting numbness in my hands. I live up in New Hampshire. I went and saw a local hand surgeon up there, and they ended up performing bilateral carpal tunnel surgery on me. And I didn't think much of it. I do a lot of typing and whatnot, and I knew that, carpal tunnel is a fairly common thing. Little did I know that that's an early symptom of amyloidosis. Around the same time, I started getting numbness in my left foot up into my ankle, and it has since traveled. I have neuropathy all the way up my legs to my hip, and in my arms, my hands and my arms all the way up to my elbow. Fast forward about a year or two, and I was at home, and I started feeling an uneasiness in my chest, and I felt dizzy, like I was going to faint. So I was actually taken to the hospital by ambulance. They did all the normal tests you would do for someone with a cardiac event: blood work, EKG, all that. And it all came back negative, and doctor couldn't detect anything wrong. We tried to rule out, perhaps it was some type of cancerous or malignancy, so we did CT scan and all that. It all came back negative, nothing wrong. Finally, the cardiologist, much to his credit, called one of his colleagues, and they said perhaps there's a rare disease called amyloidosis. So I came back here to see Dr. Rodney Falk at the Brigham and Women's Hospital. We determined that I had hereditary amyloidosis, and I started treatment on the drug patisiran shortly thereafter. When I was given a diagnosis, oddly enough, it was a tremendous sense of relief. 7-year journey to diagnosis. I guess I'm by nature a stubborn person. I did advocate for my position to the point where to some of the doctors, I was probably becoming a nuisance. In hindsight, I don't regret doing that because I was right. Prior to diagnosis, my advice to patients would be continue to advocate for your position. Don't let the doctors write you off. You're the expert of your own body, and if something's wrong, something's wrong. My advice for people that have been newly diagnosed: it's a lot of information to take in. It can be daunting because it can potentially be a fatal disease. However, we're fortunate. We're at a point now where it doesn't have to be a fatal disease. It can be a manageable disease. All right, so we're at a point now where there's just amazing strides being made towards finding more advanced treatments and eventually a cure for this disease. The Amyloidosis Research Consortium is a vital cog in that process. When you look at the hospitals, the Centers for Excellence, the Amyloidosis Research Consortium, and other groups that are also involved, that's the foundation of the whole effort, I think, moving forward.